Hello again, word lovers. We're going to plough on with Greek now. There's a lot to do. And we're going to start with relations, types of people, and relations between people. As explained in the first video, I'm not going to dig any deeper than Greek. Let's just take it that they mean what they mean. And let's start with aner, giving us andros, anthropos, all these words meaning man. So they will give us words such as androgynous and philanthropy. The corresponding prefix for woman would be gyn, as we've just seen in androgynous. Gyn gives us misogyny and gynecology. Child, pais or paidos, giving you pedagogue, paedophile, paediatrician. The man and the woman might marry, they would therefore partake of gamos. Monogamy would be with one, bigamy, two, polygamy, many, and hope to have a family, a genos. This leads to the nice word gentle. Gens in French and gente in Spanish, being the word for people, also could come to mean race. Speaking of which, that will give you your ethnos, your ethnicity. But you may see yourselves as a demos, a people, so you could have a democracy, study demographics, but also have epidemics. Archos is a word for chief, but also old. So you get archaic, but also arch-rival and archbishop. In the realms of number, 1 gives us monos for monoplane, monotone. 2 gives us two options. You've got di, or dis, meaning twice, or doubly, or amphi, which became ambi in Latin, meaning both. So you could be ambidextrous, you could be right-handed with both hands, ambidextrous, and have amphitheatres. Trace was 3, giving us trichord, trigonometry, triangle. Tetra, 4 for tetrahedron. The other numbers come through Latin, including deca, 10, giving us decimal, decalogue, decibel. And then we lose sight of the Greek, as 1,000 in Greek is kilioi. But this is preserved in our words kilogram, kilowatt. Let's go to the world of academia, which of course was a place in a grove, which was where the philosophers in theory strolled and talked. That's why they were known as peripatetic. They strolled as they talked. Or did it mean they went from place to place? I suspect they sat down or stood in front of seated students. Anyway, philosophers they were, loving wisdom in Greek. Philos, bibliophile, Philadelphia, and Sophia for wisdom, philosophy, and sophomore. A lot of these words from academia, you can just stick an ology on the end, from logos, meaning word or study. We're going to see a lot of those. Or an onomy, which means you're naming them and talking about the laws or sciences which govern them, as in astronomy, gastronomy, economy. Right, let's go to university. We might need to write things down. Grapho gives us telegraph, lithograph, graphite, graphology, and if it's hot, of course, we'll want some water. Hydor, giving us hydraulics, hydrophobia, hydrant. Morph, M-O-R-P-H, gives us form. Amorphous, if there isn't any. Metamorphosis, if you're changing from one to another. Neos is new. Neolithic is the new Stone Age. Lithos being stone. Neophyte is somebody new to the group. Pathos is suffering, as in the pathétique of Tchaikovsky, certainly not the Pathetic Symphony, although it is translated as the Pathetic Symphony sometimes. Pathos gives you pathology, allopathy, for example, sympathy, empathy. Some PH words here. Phaino, to show or be visible, as in diaphanous, phenomenon. Also exists in the word fantastic. Phobos for fear. The list of phobes is very long. Claustrophobia, hydrophobia. Each one would be a good study in Greek if you want to learn the prefixes. Anglophobe, somebody that doesn't like English people or things or culture. Francophobe, Hispanophobe. Sinophobe for China. Or you could be a Sinophile or a Francophile or an Anglophile. Phone, telephone, that's sound. Sound from far away. Symphony, all sounding together. Phos is light, as in phosphorus and photograph. Physis, you get to see in physiognomy and physiology, that means the nature of things. And plasma is another word, like morph, for form, shape, giving us protoplasm. Polis is the word for city, giving us the word policy, metropolitan. Bios for life, giving us biology, biography. And amphibious, you have both kinds of life, in the water and out of the water. G is earth for geography, geometry. So geometry is measuring the earth. Grammar gives you writing, as in monogram, and grammar. Techne, art, technology, or technophobe, architect. And zoon is animal, which gives you zoology, protozoa, zodiac. Remember, all these things can be suffixed, almost all of them, into ologies or onomies. Cryptology, for example, you'd be studying hidden things. Crypto, hidden, cryptogram. Thermodynamics, you're looking at the movement of heat from therme, heat. We're using to measure heat, the isotherms. And if you're successful in remembering all these things, you can write a thesis about it based on tithenai, which is an arrangement, a placing. So we could draw them all together and make things like epithets and hypotheses. But now we leave the realms of academia and go into the realms of mythology.